Hello, Prisoner Internets, and welcome to Automation, where today I will be attempting to build a sports car based on a very average saloon. We've got a 2.3 litre, naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, although it may become turbo at a later stage. And we have basically all this stuff, as you can see. Nothing particularly special, it's all quite basic, compact saloon stuff. Same platform as the gerbil, but a two-door saloon. There we go. How much power did it have again? 144 horsepower. As I say, it's more capable than that if I do change things. We have tubular on the exhaust. We have a pair of baffled mufflers. Fairly big exhaust, but I've got bypass valves to stop it getting too big. And it's got multi-point electronic fuel injection. I wonder, maybe we save money then doing that, you know, going single. Well, it doesn't save much engineering time. Mainly it's production units. And max power is a lot lower. And it's heavier. You know what? I think we can try single though. I don't think it's going to have enough of an effect to make it like properly bad. We've got hard long life. Again, these may change. We're going to try and make it a bit sportier, even though it won't be all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. 6-speed manual, that's the gearbox we're going to use from the saloon. That's all I've really got to say. The suspension, it's pretty basic and it's only got a standard interior. We can probably upgrade the suspension if it's absolutely necessary, but I doubt it will be. Here you'll see I've got body type, that's about a year. I've not filtered it actually since I reopened the game. And we have hatchback. Why am I going on hatchback? I'm forgetting hatchback and sports car are different. So we could either use a coupe or a convertible. I think if we want it to be a sports car, convertible is a good shout. But can I find something similar? That's more of a saloon in the same way. Although these, I find this, maybe. That's more compact. I think a bit too compact. So let's try that. Maybe this is too long though. Where are we going? Yeah. Let's try this then. Because it's likely a shortened platform. It is, I believe, a Mazda MX-5 body of all things. How does it fit, this engine? This wouldn't work then, because there needs to be a certain amount of height to the car to contain the engine. With modern crash regulations and everything, the engine is right close to the bonnet on this. I don't think there's any convertibles I can use then. Is there anything else? We've got coupes. There's got to be a coupe I can use of some description. Looking at the relatively modern ones, 2009 coupe. This looks definitively mid-engined. I think I can get it working for myself though. The engine looks like it has enough space under there. Maybe not by the hugest amount, but still. The struts work as well. It's not like some cars where they stick through the bonnet unless you have double wishbone. This is all working very, very well. So what have we got here? We've got the engine that I built. It is exactly 2.3 litres in size. We can go and boost the cam profile, try and make it somewhat sportier. Now I don't want to make it just high-end performance though. I do want it to have some low-end. Oh, that's slightly goofy there, almost like a turbo kicking in. I think I'm going to need a turbo, but weird as it sounds, a turbo to boost the low end and give it a lot more torque than it's got. All I can think to call this now is Ugly Frog, but it isn't going to be an ugly frog forever. Soon it will become a beautiful, majestic frog of manliness and stuff and things. I think we don't need a differential, but we'll put one on anyway. A cheap differential, mind. We are not giving them a fancy expensive differential. And we can go with better tyres maybe. Still under passenger fleet. We don't want that. We can go with a 2+2 for space. I don't think there would. In reality, I don't think you would be able to fit 4 seats here. Maybe you could fit a rear pair of seats for legless people. But, yes, not as it is. Well, we've got advanced 2000 safety because advanced 2010s, we're not really that far into the 2010s, so it didn't seem that realistic to me. How about setting it up for sport? This just doesn't register as a sports car for some weird reason. I tried, I really did, but they just don't want it. Maybe drum brakes aren't helping. No, it didn't seem to make that much difference on the category. It's got under 1400 kilograms. I guess that's attributed to the front wheel drive and the lack of rear seats. It's something though, but it's not extremely overweight, as it might be potentially. I think I'm going to need more power. So what have we got on markets? We've got all kinds of things. Convertible light sport budget. That's the only one that is really fulfilling. So what have we got to do? Vented discs. 53.2. Yes, all of the brakedness. 54.1, 55.1, come on. Yeah, let's just go with 2 pistons. They get too big otherwise. $55.2 on the light sport market. I'm beginning to get their attention, I think. 58 with solid discs. 58.6. I could go with 2 pistons, but they don't like it. I could go with vented discs front and rear, but I don't think I need vented on the back. I think I just need vented on the front. And it will save a bit of money if I do things this way as well. There we are. Quite simple all round. Put a bit of weight on, just over 1400 kilograms now. Ah, those tyres are not good. It kind of defaulted to having bigger tyres on the back, even though it's front wheel drive, which is going to mess with the sport category, that's for sure. We can go with medium compound or even sport compound. They love this grip, that's for sure. How about the differential? Open. 85.4. Open and vicious are the same, but they love a geared differential. Electric is not good for the car. So, what we have here is a vehicle that should be able to get around corners. Although I do want to give it more front track because I feel it couldn't hurt to have more power and more tyre to put that power down. With where it's gone, I mean, you can put 300 horsepower to the front wheels of a car in 2010 and it's not gonna become a complete disaster. So 245. 94.1, 93.1, 93.6. I would say I'm surprised by having tyres just that wide, but we still have to put down all that torque. Now, my plan for getting more power out of this at the moment involves really boosting it. So I wasn't sure it was possible, but I've somehow managed to do it. 306 horsepower by means of the magical things. I don't know. Ooh, 307. That'll do. There is a lot of lag. There's a lot of lag, but I have made something that is at least somewhat quick by the standards of 2010. This is as quick as a lot of hot hatchbacks, so I think I can deal with that. How about these tyres? So 83.9, 80.3. They don't want bigger tyres, oddly. 265 and 275 don't even have that much difference anymore. How about adjusting the actual wheel? 21 is as big as I can go. Until I add more tread to the tyres, at least. There we go. So here is our vehicle. We've got wheels that are too big, in my opinion. Have I actually got alloys on this? I mean, they might come up as steel wheels. Yeah, let's try some wheels that look modern. Ooh. I don't know. They look strange. Ooh. If only I could get them integrated well enough. 77.6. 77.3. They make open diff look awfully tempting. There is also 27 miles per gallon. Can I improve that, I wonder? Brakes. Oh dear. Where am I? 77.3 is what I'm looking for. That's the best number. .4 by adjusting the rear. Ooh, 0.5, I adjust that. That'll work for me. The rear brakes are tiny though. I guess it is being a front wheel drive car that causes it, but still. We've got just under 1450 kilograms. This is heavy by the standards of the day. It's a heavy sports car. We actually prefer a standard interior now. It costs more, but I guess we'll go for that extra quality. Although if it doesn't really make a difference, and it saves way basic, then sure. We'll go through the different settings. Can probably make it lower. Wait, something's up. It shouldn't be that high off the ground, should it? Well, I don't know. If this is how high it's going to be, I guess that's how high it's going to be. I'm sure there's cars though that will go under 100mm, so it just seems a bit ridiculous to me. It doesn't look stupid high off the ground though, just looks a bit high, so I can tolerate it. We'll go adjust the gearbox as well. As I said, I think there's a bit more miles per gallon in this car. It's also on 215s, so I don't know how that could have happened. 80.4, 77, 78.5. Where was it 80.4? There we go, 235s. Not wide. Surprisingly enough, they have chosen that route of doing things. And it wasn't indeed on alloys. They apparently don't want alloys, but I'm going to force them to have them. Nope. Maybe if I change this down. Yeah, 235 apparently are the best ones for it. So it's overall a very basic car. Fair Formula 1 wheels. Trying to find ones I like a bit more. Ooh, I think they suit it. They do look small though. So we've got 1430-ish kilograms now. And I found the transmission. Come on. It was doing 29. So I can have quite close ratios. It looks like I will have to run about 29.3 as it shows here. Yeah, I'd rather just compromise acceleration a bit and get 29.4 miles per gallon. Still, under 6 seconds is not bad. This is a quick car for 2010. And should be able to just adjust the track width and stuff now. I did make the track wider, I know. I don't intend on making it that much smaller. I mean the body that much smaller because I do want the extra track even if I don't actually have the full width utilised. There we go. So move that out a little, or in again. And that is our sporting platform. Now I have to make it look less hideous. Maybe if I find one of these that's quite plain. Yeah, it's angry because all modern cars have to be angry. Or is it just sad? I don't know. It's hard to tell. There we go. Try that. Trying to whip Aston Martin off, but it's front wheel drive. Hey, I didn't say we're doing it successfully. I just said we're trying to whip Aston Martin off. Now, headlights. How about some of these? Flip them upside down. Rotate them a little more. And there we go. Oh, yes. I think that works quite well. Then I'm going to need some lower lights as well. I'm also going to need a logo. Ooh. Yeah, let's try and whip off Ferrari and Aston Martin at the same time. I mean, what could possibly go wrong with that idea? Alrightio. You can go on the boot lid. No, I don't know. It doesn't work there because I need a handle there. And then we need some tail lights as well. Which tail lights might work? Ooh, again, if I flip some of these upside down, much like I did with the front lights, upside down lights seem to work surprisingly well on this. And then I can like swap them over as well. There we are. I might want to use some different ones. Nah, nothing I like here. That's the trouble. Other than those particular styles, I am going to need indicators though. So how about adding some as an afterthought? They're not really visible, are they? I don't think this is a pretty car, but what am I gonna do? As long as people buy it. as long as people buy it, I don't really care how hideous it is. There we go. Get rid of the chrome on this. This is supposed to be a prestige sports car. You don't want it to look prestige by putting chrome on it. Well, it's not really prestige at all, let's be honest. It's all just something I'm trying to give the impression of. But yes, there's definitely nothing prestige about this. Let's just put some mirrors from a pickup truck or something on it. I could probably put a bit of stainless steel, is it? Aluminium, whatever you call it. To make it look nicer. Not chroming them out, but yeah, you know, just giving them that bit of style. I could probably actually do that with some of these as well. Yeah, not making it chrome, but just kind of a stainless steel effect thing. And on the back. There we are. We need some handles now. Ooh, let's see these ones. I think work quite well. There we go. And if we drag these, well, not these exact ones, but drag a clone of them, which I didn't mean to do, so I need to undo that. I'm holding shift, it should work. Yeah. Not sure why it wasn't working before. Unless I was somehow controlling and not shifting. There we go. All in all, I think this is a tidy vehicle. It doesn't do the best on the markets because the suspension type isn't the best. It actually does better in sport budget, so it's probably best if I do the fine tuning for that. Yep, geared differential. They actually like an electric differential, but might be to do with the tyres. No, it isn't. 85.2. Electric differential. Then how about just adjusting this again, checking I've got the best miles per gallon. Oh, I was able to get a bit more from it. And it accelerates quicker now because of the differential. So 29.5 miles per gallon, which I think rounds up to 30. Pretty good for a 300 horsepower car. 86.2. There we go, 86.4. I'm going to have to put good brakes on to slow this thing. $86.56. I should probably just put vented discs on the back then, if they want it so much. I think I am going for a more premium category than I was before, honestly, but if that works, if that brings in the customers, then so be it. Which makes me think of the interior, actually. Yeah, sport budget, and they actually go up leaps and strides when I put a standard interior in. CD player and stuff doesn't make so much difference, but that interior really has, which will mean it's added weight. No, tyres don't really need to change. What will, I'll probably need a bit more brake. Just a bit. And yeah, just need a bit more front brake, but not much at all. And it has affected the miles per gallon. I still don't think it's bad at all though for what this vehicle is. Respect if it is 1450 kilograms, it's not particularly lightweight either. So something that's quite powerful and not particularly lightweight to still get this kind of economy is fairly impressive. Now, I need to do something with the back because it's not at all designed, so to speak. Yeah, just move that out. Ooh, look at that. Maybe move that down because it will give better overall visibility. Move the door handle down as such. They have ended up the wrong way somehow. Rotate this. Maybe I should just cut a bunch of holes in the back. Actually, no, I think there's a diffuser option. So also, if I add a front lip and a rear wing, that will give me the much needed downforce. So the exhaust doesn't seem to line up with this, but it does work in its own way. I don't know. Can I find a different one, perhaps? No, need a different diffuser. These ones aren't doing the job. Come on, center yourself. There we go. On either side, I can then add the exhausts. Come on. I'm not really seeing this working. So how about just a simple one maybe? Yeah, and then mirror that on the other side. So mirror you and mirror you as well on there. Oh dear, they go out a bit too much. That'll work well enough for me. Oh, it's not even using most of the exhausts. But hey, look at that exhaust pipe. Isn't that the most brilliant way to join in the world? I mean, they could have just put a straight pipe here, but no. They had to bend it for no apparent reason whatsoever. I don't know. My engineers are something else completely. Because this is front wheel drive, I'm going to need to add a couple of vents on the rear, as that is obviously how engineering works. There we go. Couple of useless vents that do nothing because race car. There we are. What are we actually looking in at though? Honestly, the boot probably, or plastic covers maybe. Gonna need a wing. This is basically a poor man's Aston Martin with none of the good bits on it. I would say it's a success though. With what I set out to build, a sports car based on a very regular saloon, it definitely has that kind of sports car feel to it just looking at it. And it probably will handle. I mean, we'll have to go and see about that, but it'll probably handle. That is the front end done. All the vents because it's a sports car. The aerodynamics do need sorting now. Now I've actually added aerodynamics to it. I'm not going to go with a downforce under tray. I'm using the same platform as the Saloon, and thus I will use the same aerodynamics as the Saloon. $25,700. That's not actually too bad as a finishing price. Where are the aero bits? There we go. It actually may make positive downforce, if I think positively enough. And I've completely adjusted the wrong figure there. Should have adjusted the rear wing angle, not the front. Indeed. The rear wing angle. Yeah, it doesn't make downforce. Okay. Makes more rear lift than front lift though. If I'm going to have anything, I want it to have a bit more front lift, because that is a safer way to have poorly engineered aerodynamics, so to speak. So, where is the actual wing? There we go. Maybe if we adjust a bit less than that, 9 perhaps? Yeah, I would say that's about as good as I'm going to get without having a downforce under tray, which I shouldn't need because it's not really hardcore. It is just a regular kind of everyman's sports car. I've even got McPherson's strut on the front and trailing arm on the rear, for example. It's not exactly got incredible suspension. It's like something based on the original Beetle or Mini. They're not necessarily the most fastest sports cars, and you can tell that by the engine and the suspensions they have. They're just off-the-shelf parts. This has 60% of the front weight balance, which is good actually. It's really good weight balance. 28.5 miles per gallon. I'm still losing miles per gallon. 96.9. 95.9. That doesn't lose too much. But you know, I don't want to just make the tyres narrower and narrower until it doesn't have any grip. I'd rather suffer miles per gallon losses than that. Edged a bit more miles per gallon out of it. 5.6 seconds 0 to 60. Again, remember how quick this is. Export to BeamNG, and I will show you me driving it, I guess. So, here we have the world's fastest sneeze. And as you can tell, it looks quite good in Beam. Bigger though than it did in automation, I'll admit to that much. The wider body doesn't help with that. But anyway, I do need to get going, so... Okay, now I've sorted everything out, I can get underway. We actually do have... corner there. I mean, I don't know, I'm not used to the lag. I was somehow expecting this to be completely lag-free, but it isn't. Also, for some reason, the checkpoints have no texture, but it doesn't seem to be affecting anything, so all is good. I'd have to say, despite the wheel spin, I don't tend to notice that this is front-wheel drive, not that much. It's actually amazingly good how it puts down the power. Oh, slow into here. The brakes are very effective as well, and I'm messing up my gearing, okay. There we are. Easily the best front-wheel drive vehicle I've driven around here, but then it's a sports car, so I guess you would expect that. Boop. That's if you call it a sports car. I mean, some people won't, just because it's front-wheel drive. Whoa, I'm noticing the lag, but I'm not noticing it getting in the way as such. If it does ever get in the way, I can just shift to a lower gear and then it isn't in the way anymore. There we go. Oh, got a bit nervous through there and kind of messed it up. Right, I'm going to have to try and make this lap count. Went a bit wide there, but nothing that can't be resolved. There we go. Oh dear. I've managed to roll it. Oh dear. Well, I had a 23 in all of that. Come on. Onto your wheels. I'm breaking the car some more. Oh dear. I don't like this camera view, but then the alternative, it seems I can't ever get to it. This vehicle is going anywhere but its wheels. Come on, I just want you to go onto your wheels. Finally. You took your time with that, didn't you? Anyway. Come on, start the engine. Well, I guess that's it. The car appears it doesn't want to start, so in actually trying to flip it onto its roof, something must have just got completely broken. Anyway, let's check for time. So with a time of 23.322, or was it 332? I don't know. Either way, it's in second on the leaderboard, and that does make it our fastest front-wheel drive, our new fastest front-wheel drive after Tiny Fordrick. That is still our fastest hatchback, though. So, you know, it still has that victory. But this is not resilient. The thing is, Tiny Fordrick lost its wheels extremely easily. This is a different beast. It didn't lose its wheels so easily, but it's just gone now. So I can't refresh it because it's still in the race. But even so, it's got all its wheels and everything, sure, but it just won't work. It won't move. I've tried starting it and nothing happens. So anyway, the one vehicle that did manage to beat this was the gerbil. So as good as this is, it just can't match the speed of the gerbil. And the gerbil was like a proper hot hatchback which seated more people, although it was, well, more of a liftback, let's be honest. And it was rear-wheel drive because the engine was in the back, so rear-engined rear-wheel drive. It was interesting, that vehicle. And this, it does prove what front-wheel drive is capable of, but ultimately you're losing those seats. I guess being an older car from 2010, it does have some excuse there. It's 10 years older. But even so, you know, there's only so far excuses like that can take you. And as this beam crashed, anyway, it's time to say goodbye until another day.